So based on the protests that going on with George Floyd, things like that. So I'm going to introduce him. I hope y'all see his image because it's a very powerful image. Right in the heart of Philadelphia. It's very powerful, very bright, very vibrant. We will breathe. So let's welcome Mr. Nasir Bell.
My name is Nasir Bell, co-founder of I Will Breathe. About a month and a half ago, after our first protest, we got arrested, and a week later, we started our own organization. We believe a lot in manifestation, so we keep saying, I can't breathe, or I won't breathe. You keep yourself under the systems that perpetuate racism. And by saying, I will breathe, we believe in, like I said, manifestation. We end in that cycle.
What advice you would give to young people here about activism and protesting? What advice would you give to them?
Well versed in what you're actually fighting for. Because you're going to be met with a lot of people who either make it their mission not to understand or deflect from the reason that you're out there protesting or out there fighting, or what. It's good to know and have prior knowledge of a situation, and even like what historical figures have done prior to you, so you can kind of have a formula on how to at least approach it before you attack it. But the key to a lot of it is just education, whether it be historical, financial. Just educate yourself, because your mind is the strongest tool in this fight.
It's crazy to say, but you definitely feel the strength of the people that come before you. So I know if like I said, Martin and Malcolm can walk from Alabama to DC, I can walk from City Hall to Brooklyn Island. That's nothing for me. And it's okay to feel scared. Like, it is absolutely, like, don't think because we out there yelling and it looks strong that we aren't afraid at all. That's when you believe in your brothers, you believe in your sisters, and you keep going.
One way I felt definitely was, and it came over time, it was like a sense of peace. Being not comfortable, but at rest with what I'm doing. Like, I have no regrets about what I'm doing. Because I know what my intent is, and I know it's coming from a place of genuine love for my people when I'm out there, when I'm planning, when I'm even just talking to a stranger, encouraging someone. I know that my purpose is greater than what my existence is. So being out there over time, develop a sense of peace when you actually begin to realize the place that you're doing it from and the effect that you see that it's actually having. Because you don't, in the interim, you don't really see the effects that it has in a positive way. But as you go along, you see the small victories turn into bigger victories, and those bigger victories turn into total change. So, but you can't stop when you get a small victory, because you don't get to experience those big victories. Because the small victories are meant to pacify. It's just like, okay, we gave you this, so chill out. But that's not how we work, because even though you can add the Negro National Anthem to a football game, Breonna Taylor's killers still are outside. Like, even though you might have basketball players kneeling and walking out during the national anthem, you still have no verdict on George Floyd's killers. So, I mean, it's as simple as that. Like, don't be satisfied with what the media is telling you. Like, well, we're giving you this and we stand by you with this, because it's like, what took so long? Why did it take all of this? And is it more so you trying to show that is it a competition to see who cares the most, or can act like they care the most, or is it really a place of genuine love? So just peace. That's one word I could definitely say, peace. Just, it keeps you grounded in all of this. And that's something I've developed throughout the course of it.
Well, first I want to say that I'm just amazed. I'm honored. I'm always honored to be in this space with this class and these teens who share what they're feeling about what's going on right now with the injustices, not just in our city, but across the country, of a fight. I don't think any of us asked to be a leader. I don't think anybody just woke up one morning and was like, you know what, let's just go fight some social injustice today. And when you see something that's not right, when you feel something that's not right, and your energy leads you toward just standing in the gap and standing up for what you believe in. So that is just, it's 100% your purpose. So I'm proud and I'm honored to be a part of this conversation and to be talking with both of you right now. A lot of the teens have been wondering, like, well, what can they do? Well, what should they do? They have expressed, that there is some fear about being on the front lines, to which my response is there's always work to be done. It's not always about the front line. So it's just important to know that there are people who are just like you, that are leaders in this fight. I say it all the time. When people saw me on the front lines of the march, there was we did the Say Her Name march. I worked closely with New Voices for Reproductive Justice to get that march organized, and a lot of people said, like, I was the mouthpiece. I was like out in front. So a lot of people kind of connected me with the power of the march, and it took a lot of explaining to say, like, I'm not the leader of this, you know what I mean? But I'm a leader in this, and that's because we all are leaders in this. This is not just like a one-person show. This is everybody taking their energy to fight and move forward for what they absolutely believe in.
So this is our entrepreneurship panel and presentations. Our students have been working since the start of the program on creating a brand from start to finish, from thinking of reason and purpose to create a brand based off their interests. From that point to then thinking up the questions that are related behind creating a legitimate brand. What is your purpose? What is your target audience? What are you hoping to achieve? What are you hoping to get out of it? And from that point on, students were able to then build on an aesthetic, create a brand logo from scratch, and really put in the time and effort and commitment as entrepreneurs to create a business from the start. I'm excited for you all to hear their presentations because they've been able to hear me, chatter on and on from the very beginning. So Isabella, the floor is yours. I'll stop talking. I love the support. I love the cheers.
Hi. Hello, my name is Isabella Rios, and today I'll be presenting for my brand, Isabella's Environmental Awareness. I'll be presenting shortly.
There we go. I'm able to see it now.
So here's the title slide, and moving on to this one, here is my brand logo and my motto, making today a better tomorrow. The inspiration behind my logo is pretty straight to the point. It's just a combination of my name and what I stand for. So here there's like flowers and stuff because my pitch to you is about environmental awareness. On this next slide here, I just have some key takeaways from my pitch, which I'll be reading to you now. I'm selling an idea to you all that everyone should be environmentally aware and also wristbands to support my cause. My demographic consists of anyone of all ages, and I'm catering to anyone willing to listen. My purpose is to get people excited about the environment, and my inspiration is National Geographic. My goal for the next 3 to 5 years is to really reach people and make them understand how important the environment is in our day-to-day lives. People who want to support my brand can help by buying wristbands or by funding my campaign. So I don't know if you can see them clearly, but these are just the key takeaways. My brand name, where I'm selling, my target audience, what I plan to do with my products, my inspiration, and my goal. Here is like to click on it, but you don't have to. And then over here is my toolkit that we did in class. So my mission statement says that I will spread environmental awareness to those who will listen. My product here is this green wristband that says Go Green, my title, my brand logo, and my tagline. Also in this corner here, you can see like I have a location and a website, but they're fictional. So I would like to thank you all for your time and energy, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Hey. We got the quiet snaps, but we definitely here for you. We definitely here for you. That was great, Isabella. So that was great. All right. So, Jasmine, you good? You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. All right. So, same thing. I'll speak a little bit. Definitely just give quick hello introduction. And from there you'll just go into your brand presentation, and then I'll leave the rest to you. You got it.
Hey, hi, my name is Jasmine Williams. I am 15 years old and I am the brand owner of Jazzy Crochet. I will present my screen. Let me know when you're able to see it. Is that good?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, good. So this is just a picture of my logo. The inspiration behind my brand name, my mom actually helped me. Jazzy is one of my names, so my mom put that together along with describing my accessories. So we came up with Jazzy Crochet. My logo comes from my love of crochet. Also, I love color, so it just get more. This is just a basic outline, just few key points of what I will present to you in my pitch. So I will actually start that now. Hi everyone, my name is Jasmine Williams. I'm the brand owner of Jazzy Crochet. I sell handmade crochet accessories such as hats and ties for men, women, and children of all ages, which can be found on Etsy. I started crocheting about 2 years ago because I was interested in developing a new hobby. When I was really little, I would watch my grandma crochet and sew. And so from then on, crocheting was something that I had always wanted to try out. Years later, my former school, Habit, created a crocheting club. So I decided to join and I've been hooked ever since. At first, I started with the basic stitches, then I moved on to making my smaller projects such as mini hearts, sunflowers, granny squares, etc. Earlier this year, I began making my bigger projects such as beanies, ties, and berets. Then I thought to myself, hey, I could be making money out of this. So I started selling my creations to friends and family, and I got a great response along with more requests. And I hope that with your help, I will be able to expand my brand further online, gain more clients, and continue on the path to that. On the right side of this page, these are actually channels that I follow when I first started crocheting. This is just a brief description of basically my logo and my brand. My tagline is actually follow your yarn. My mission statement is to provide fashionable crocheted accessories to people of all ages. On the right side of this slide, just a few of the things that I created, 2 beanies and beret. And on the next slide is a third picture. I put it on the mannequin. And then on the other side are some ties that I created. So thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I'm loving the comments. Very positive. I love it. Yeah, very, very, very well done, Jazz. Good job. Yeah, I'm opening up now for students. If you guys want to, share your thoughts, on what you heard, how you're feeling, questions, etc., etc. There we go. Mr. Howard, you going off. I love the comments. I love them. I'm glad that I recorded the session too, so that I can just, you know what I mean, in my spare time, I just click the video and just get inspired again. I love to hear it. I'd like to thank everyone for sharing their wisdom and knowledge. I was able to take in a lot of new information. I really appreciate y'all, your comments, and for you setting aside time to be here. Thank you all so much. I definitely will agree. Thank you all so much for being part of our panel. Thank you to the students for presenting, for being here, supporting. Thank you to our special guests. I think that speaks testament to, you know, the beauty of entrepreneurship, the beauty of you know, self-actualization and like initiating yourself and like really doing for self, right? So long as you have that intent in mind, so you want to make sure that, you know, things run smoothly. I had the intent from the beginning that I wanted to make sure, me and this Bree both wanted to make sure that students were able to get as much info, as much resources, and as much support as possible, regardless if we're virtual or not. And the fact that we were able to do this virtually, I don't know, making my heart sing for real. I can't even lie. I'm very impressed with the students. And yeah, I'm excited to see what you all going to do in the future. You know, you all are taking on such a new challenge. Everyone is taking on a new challenge, but you all especially are so young in taking that challenge and kind of having to forcibly adapt to it. The fact that you all are able to, you know, take that challenge on with your head held high, and also take on entrepreneurship and take on all these other sessions that we have available for Sunrise to better yourself and enrich yourself. The fact that you all are still wanting to do that on top of the pandemic and everything going on outside, that's amazing. That speaks to y'all strength as people. And I think that strength is going to really highlight y'all to be successful adults when y'all get to that point. Honestly, truly. Factual. Speaking on the Navians definitely improved your learning tenfold, I would say. I love to hear it. Just being with y'all and learning from us. That in itself is the intention. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's what only reason, you know, not the only reason, of course, but one of the strongest reasons why, you know, myself and Ms. Bree and Sunrise leadership staff overall, including Ms. Kent, including Mr. Levon Howard, that's why we, you know, wanted to work so hard to create sessions that, you know, enriched you all in a way that wasn't kind of talking at you or kind of just like shoveling info, you know, down your throats, but doing it in a way that is, you know, dynamic and what's the word? Accessible, I guess. Yeah, I think that's a great word to say, accessible. Yeah, that's all about I gotta say. Before I just keep repeating myself like a broken record.
Hi guys, my name is Kadira, and before I start answering the question, I just want to say how lucky I am to have been a part of the Sunrise virtual program this summer. Out of school time mean like that I get to have more fun with my friends, and I get to like talk to them more and like have a little bit of more freedom, because like if I can talk to them in school, but it's like I'm really there to learn. When I'm after school or I'm out of school, I don't gotta raise my hand or talk. I don't gotta do this. I can just be me. My favorite part about it was social justice and the girl talk, because like social justice, like that's something I'm really passionate about, and I feel like I got people's opinions of how we can go about certain things, and I've gotten the statistics about certain stuff that like was really helpful to me, because it's like people are really like researching this. People are really like in it. Like people really like want this to change, and it's not just me. So like that like made me happy. I would say, and the girl talk like it made me go about like it's gonna make me go about things differently in the future, because like I've learned more and I gain more knowledge that I'm gonna possibly use in the future. And I just want to say a big thanks to everybody from the person who did entrepreneurship, from the person who did social justice, from the art, everything. Miss Brianna, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys, because y'all have given me more knowledge that I have obtained more knowledge that I want to use. Y'all have given me different career choices to look at, not just the one I want to be in. Y'all have given me ways to like avoid debt when I go to college. Y'all have just given me so much, and I just want to say I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful to you guys. So I just want to say thank you and have a nice day.
To me, after school programming is something you can do after school. They're usually optional, and they can range anywhere from things like clubs to camps or helping out in your community even. This summer in virtual camp, I gained base knowledge of a bunch of different topics, and I was able to do that I wouldn't have been able to do in a normal camp, because it's all virtual, right? There's not me trying to go somewhere learning about one thing for an entire week. I can pick and choose which classes I want, and that allowed me to do a lot of different classes. My favorite part of the summer program was getting to learn about a bunch of different things I didn't know about before. Some of these include base topics of things like financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and social justice.
Okay, so for the 3 questions, the first one being, what does after school summer programming, also known as OST, mean to you? My first answer would probably be that it's like a readiness for something that you're gonna have to do later in life. I think it also helps you not get the summer stretch from not being in school. It's like sort of like summer school, but it's actually enjoyable. And the main thing, although, is just teaching you things that you're not going to learn until maybe you're older. So it's really good that this is going on, because I've been able to learn things that I might not have learned until I'm way older, such as college readiness and career readiness. The second question, what did I gain this summer in virtual camp that you wouldn't have been able to achieve in person? Well, I learned a lot about credit cards, debit cards, financial literacy, digital literacy, all sorts of things that you should probably know when you're older, but it's always good to get a head start on them. So I'm glad that maybe I'll be one step up if I start to learn about these in school. Maybe I'll just already have a bit of knowledge, and it's really important for you to learn this earlier than later, especially as a younger person, when you're like 12, not like 16. So that's what I've been able to achieve. Because in person, learning about these things, you can't guarantee that these people are going to learn about things, that the teachers and people who are around you that teach are going to actually teach you these things. Like, for the classes that you have, the classes are what really teach you a lot, is because like the social justice, life skills, there's a lot of things you might not learn for a while, or you may never learn them. So it's really good that this was able to happen. Now for the final one, what was my favorite part? Well, I just liked being able to learn about this and actually getting paid for it, not just because it's not like school where you're just doing work, just to learn. You can actually enjoy this while getting paid, so it's pretty much like a summer job. And it was just fun to learn about social justice and all the other classes that they had. I didn't exactly love the Naviance. I've never loved Naviance. But the classes were what I really did like for this summer program.
What does Sunrise Summer Camp and programs like it mean to you?
To me, it means like it helps people like learn like new things, and like it's basically like a program where you learn new things, and like it keeps your mind going when you're on the summer.
Okay. What is something you gained from a virtual experience that you wouldn't have been able to achieve in person?
Like technology, because I'm doing all these things that I wouldn't do like normally, and like yeah.
And what was your favorite part?
The Naviance. I like going on the Naviance because I was like learning new things and like how college goes and like other stuff like that.
What does the program mean to me? It means a lot for me to make money and to learn different things, meet new people. So I appreciate that. The stuff I gained, I gained like new ideas, like y'all taught me financial literacy and stuff like that. So it will help me like how to save money, how to use cards and stuff like that. That's some stuff that I gained. My favorite part of the summer program was the STEM. I like the STEM a lot. Also, I like the what's it called? Entrepreneurship. I like that with Mr. Levon Howard. That was fun.
Hi, I'm Nina. I'm going to be answering the 3 questions you guys put up there. So here goes number 1. What school summer programs, also known as OST, mean to you? Well, answering the first question, they mean a lot of practice. Like, I learned a lot of new stuff that I didn't know, like all this stuff about financial literacy. I didn't know none of this stuff before the summer program, so I am very thankful because it taught me a lot that I didn't know before, that now when I need this stuff, because I'm going to 8th grade, I'm going to really need this stuff. So now that I kind of got a head start and know what this stuff means, I can kind of be already ahead of everyone with knowing this stuff. Question number 2. What did you gain this summer in virtual camp that you wouldn't have been able to achieve in person? I gained a lot of things, like knowing stuff about debit cards. Like before this whole summer program, I didn't have a debit card. I didn't know nothing about it. Like my mom had a debit card and my dad, I seen them with it. But I never had one before the summer program.
What school/summer programming, also known as OST, means to me is that we have a summer job and activities that we would do in school to help us get ready for a new school year. It also means that it helps me with things that I'll be learning in school. So when I learn it in school, I can already know it. What I gained this summer in virtual camp that I would have been able to achieve in person is social skills, like communicating with all the teachers and doing different assignments, like the Google Meet mental health assignment, the Google Meet arts assignment, getting to do things virtually. And my favorite part of the summer program was being able to interact with all the teachers and being able to do things with the teachers. It was also, I had another favorite thing, and that was getting to meet other kids that's my age, about to go to 7th grade like me.
So to me, OST is a safe space, somewhere where, youth can be themselves and they can get to know other kids. They can get to know these caring adults who can support them throughout their endeavors that academic year, and hopefully, after that. So outside of the academic support that they're receiving during the after-school program or the summer program or weekend program, they're receiving additional enrichment as well as mentorship, and they're able to build these super strong relationships that hopefully last, as long as they need to. As far as, my favorite part of programming, honestly, I love this summer. This summer was absolutely amazing, and I think my favorite part was the amount of engagement that we had. There were so many kids in the program, and it was so surprising to see that we had sessions with 70 plus kids in them. Considering everything was kind of last minute, there's so many different issues with accessibility in the city of Philadelphia, and there's some kids, who don't really have reliable internet service and their own home computers and things like that. And to see that kids really made it work, that was amazing. They surprised me, and it was a beautiful sight to see how much they were engaged in our program and committed to being engaged in the program. And then something that I've gotten from virtual programming that I probably wouldn't have gotten from in-person programming was building relationships with kids from all over the city of Philadelphia. I have experience doing that with other programs that I've worked with, but with Sunrise, we primarily work with kids at our sites. So I primarily worked with youth from South Philadelphia High School, and now I was able to connect with kids from Southwest Philly, from the upper Northeast, all over, and I was able to learn about different cyber schools and different charter schools that I had never heard of before. In that same sense, our high school program is usually the work experience program through Work Ready. So I only really saw the kids 1 out of 5 days a week when they did professional development. And we didn't really have time to intimately get to know each other, nor did they have time to intimately get to know each other, as youth. Because even when they were working together at their sites, they had jobs to do. They had position descriptions that they had to abide by, and it may not have included them really connecting with each other. So seeing all these connections being made and social media handles being exchanged and group messages being made with the youth, it was honestly a beautiful sight to see. And I'm really proud of how this summer worked out, and I'm proud of how much our kids were able to get done despite everything else going on in the world right now.
Good afternoon. My name is Levon Howard. I am the site director for Sunrise Philadelphia. I represent Francis Scott Key Elementary School in South Philadelphia. And I want to tell you about what does OST mean to me. OST mean to me is an opportunity for our young people, our youth, to come to a safe space where caring facilitators and staff members to provide programming for them to help them stay off the streets from 3 to 6 p.m. every Monday through Friday. We try to do things outside the box, trying to do fun activities, be around great people, have some food, have some good labs, help them with their homework, and provide that guidance and mentorship that they may not get throughout the school day. A lot of our kids go through a lot through the school day with schoolwork and temptation, peer pressure, but when they come to Sunrise, they come to see a safe space, a caring staff member, and caring people around them that are going to watch over them, protect them, and make sure they get home safely with their parents or if they walk home. I love OST because I didn't go over high school program growing up, and it's always great to get back to do something that you didn't have growing up and to pour into our young people things that they might need now down the road as they get older into adulthood. My favorite part of the summer program this year, my first summer at Sunrise, has been doing this virtual programming and challenging myself to provide creative activities and workshops for our young people this summer in the midst of 3 pandemics. And it's been overwhelmingly awesome and beyond my expectations. And I get excited when I do a workshop. I don't have no nerves. I get excited to plan stuff for the kids. I get excited seeing them every week when I do a workshop with them. It gives me joy inside that I'm doing something right. In the midst of all this chaos, all this craziness going on in the city, I just want to pour into them my heart, my soul, my transparency, my vulnerability with them so they can relate to me that I am human, I make mistakes, and also I bring in guest speakers who have been down the road. They've been on, just provide to them things that they would never hear on a regular basis, especially in summertime. Also give them a safe space to stay home in the midst of gun violence and craziness going on. Just knowing to give some values of things they can take with them into their school year coming up, which is going to be virtual. What I've gained from virtual programming that I didn't, what I not got with in-person programming was like the connections with different kids outside South Philadelphia, the kids that let me be a part of their lives. They didn't judge me. They didn't like criticize me for what I was trying to do with them. They were engaged. They were participating. They really liked all the speakers. They know that this was something different. They know that my passion, my zeal, my knowledge of awareness of people that I know that are better than me in different fields, just pour to them and speak to them and get perspectives on things they may not get on a regular basis as we refer to in person. But I'm grateful for this summer. I'm grateful that the kids we have met, and I hope that we can stay with them throughout the fall school year, because I want to continue these conversations in mental health, life skills, social justice, art therapy, creative writing, entrepreneurship, financial literacy, things that our kids need now, beyond the math, the science, the gym. They need this stuff now because we want them to be successful. We want them to be great. We want them to break those curses, those great decisions, in their family. I want to become their best selves now, and while striving for greatness, because the bottle was overcrowded. That's what I do for summer programming, and I love what I do. I love being home. Sometimes I wish I could be on site, but it creates the value you can pour into a kid's life while they're at home, about certain things that they will not get on a regular basis in school. So with that being said, I like OST. I think it needs to be virtual because we get opportunity to reach more kids, form more partnerships with different businesses and nonprofits, and also get kids to expose to people who are being a solution in our city right now amidst all this negativity going on. So I love Sunrise. I love the staff. I thank God for them every single day. I think about them. I'm really glad that we came together in this amidst season to provide exceptional quality and great programming for probably over 200 kids this summer that may not have got an opportunity to meet if it was in person. So thank you, Sunrise. Thank you for the staff. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for the opportunity to be creative, be outside the box, because to reach these kids this summer, we had to be outside the box.
Hi, my name's Kat Cushion, and I'm the site director at Science Leadership Academy Middle School. I've worked with Sunrise for a minute. I've been here for a lot of summers, a lot of school years too, and at a bunch of different sites across the city. And this summer was different in the most unbelievably beautiful way. In terms of what OST means to me, I don't think there is any other space that allows kids to be unapologetically themselves, to, no matter who they are, to feel comfortable in figuring out who that is. Because in this world where everyone's telling people who to be, telling people what to do, telling kids especially all those things, telling them to sit, be quiet, all that other stuff, you don't get that in OST. You get bold, fun, loud, sometimes messy, but it's real, it's not robotic, there's no ulterior motive other than to make sure kids are safe and happy. And I think sometimes just in life people forget that happiness is a really important part to encourage people to learn. So that, honestly, that's why it's so essential to me. Because how can a kid sit in a classroom and learn if they're dealing with everything in their head and they don't feel safe being themselves anywhere? Because in this world there are so many spaces where you cannot be yourself, where you have to be quiet, where you have to code switch, where you have to change the essence of who you are to fit your surroundings. And OST doesn't make them do that. They can just be them. They can be bold and loud and silly and fun and sad and angry and loud about that anger. They can do all of that. They can fail. They can thrive. There's no limits. It's totally just based in freedom. Like, and that's something I feel like just humans now don't have, generally. You always have to put up a face. You have to put up a front. You gotta be a certain way. And OST doesn't say that you have to do that. There's nothing but second chances. There's nothing but forgiveness and humanity and realness. And I think it's just so important because, especially with middle and high school kids, because they're getting ready to go into the world. And the world has not prepared them for that. And if we can help kids feel a little bit ready for their future, because, we'll be real. Math, science, whatever, is going to get you so far, but it's not going to teach you how to deal with your mental health. It's not going to teach you how to deal with puberty. A little bit, I guess, health class, but it's not going to teach you necessarily in a big way about financial literacy. It's not going to teach you that it's okay to break down how trauma works in the brain and all this other stuff. I think that's something that's really unique to OST, but specifically really unique to Sunrise. My favorite part of the summer, honestly, was just the freedom of it. I think a lot of us were anxious going in. We didn't know what it was going to be like. We weren't sure what to expect, if kids would show up, because summer, it's nice out. We think they want to go outside. But there's a pandemic, so it's not safe to do those things. And the kids showed up and they showed out, and it was so cool. And they were so excited. And even if they weren't being loud vocally, they were being loud in the chats. They were saying how they felt. They were being bold and unapologetically them. And there was so much freedom in it. In that, accessibility issues aside, obviously that's going to be a thing. They still tried actively to get back in sessions if they got kicked out. If their Wi-Fi signal wasn't working, they switched to their phone and their data. They wanted to be there, and it was just so cool, and it was so inspiring to us as educators to up our game, to really expand what we were going to teach, make sure it was relevant to them, make sure it was something worth their time, because who wants to go to something that they have to go to that is a waste of time, that isn't motivational for them, that isn't something they care about, isn't something that actually is helping shape their future? Who would want to do that? So we really came together as a team, and that was really awesome, coming up with lesson plans that were all over the board, trying to make sure that we were teaching something worth learning. It'll help them in the things that we wouldn't be covered so much other places. Something that was unique. And there was a new freedom in that, honestly, because we weren't tied to a building, we weren't tied to a site, and not that there's anything wrong with working with a specific area, because you can get specific and intentional work done in that specific area, and that's beautiful. But this is different. We were able to reach kids across the entire city. We were able to hear from people and see faces that we wouldn't have been able to see if it was not virtual. We were able to get people from Ohio to come to our entrepreneurship panel. You know what I mean? Things that would not have been able to happen if we were calling folks up and saying, hey, you want to fly over to Pennsylvania to teach a lecture for these kids? It's virtual opened the door to so much. And then we didn't have to share that space with anybody else. That space was ours. It was Sunrise's, it was our kids, it was our families. All we had to do was worry about them. And in all my years of working in OST, I don't think I've ever truly been able to have that experience yet. Because in person, you're worried about so many other factors. There's so much uncertainty if anyone is actually safe, because the world outside decides that. We prepare for every worst scenario, but the world outside decides that more than we do. So the fact that my immunocompromised self, and a lot of my immunocompromised staff, and a lot of my immunocompromised families and kids could get paid and work and learn and have fun safely That was amazing. Last thing I'll say about summer camp, just our students, honestly, they have so many qualities that I did not have at their age. They have so much knowledge that I did not have at their age. And it's amazing. I said it a few times, but they are bold and unapologetically them and excited and just very aware of the future. I think it's just because of the age of social media. Like, they know what's going on and they have ideas to fix it, and they aren't wrong. So yeah, this summer honestly showed me that, like, if the future is in their hands, we're gonna be fine.